Hi everyone, welcome to my channel BioCatalyst 2021. In the previous video, we studied various terms used in classification and also some taxonomic categories. So, the taxonomic categories that we studied were kingdom, phylum or division, class, order, family, genus and species. So, these are the 7 categories. Kingdom is the most diverse category, whereas species is the least diverse category. If we have to write the categories in ascending order, then we start from species, then genus, family, order, class, phylum or division, and then last is kingdom. If we have to write the taxonomic categories in descending order, we write kingdom first, then phylum or division, class, order, family, genus, and species. In this video, we will study on species in detail. So let's start. Now, the species term was first given by the scientist John Ray. He was the one who first coined the term species. The scientist who gave the biological concept of species, that is, he explained what is species, was not John Ray, he was Ernest Mayr. So, he was the scientist who actually explained the term species. Species is also called the basic unit of classification. So, if it is asked, what is species? It is the basic unit of classification. It is also called unit of biodiversity. So, this term is also used as a unit of biodiversity. Now, there are total how many species that have been actually discovered? There are around 8 to 8.7 million species that have been discovered, and only 14% of the species have been described by 2011. Other species are unknown. When we write the name of any species, we always give 2 names that we have discussed in the previous video. The first name is the name of the genus, whereas the second name is the name of the specific epithet. Now, let's define or let's see what is the definition which was given by Ernest Mayr. He said that species are a group of closely related organisms in which 2 individuals of appropriate sexes interbreed in nature to produce fertile offsprings. So, he had put many points in his definition. First thing is that the organisms should be closely related. Second thing is that the 2 individuals are of appropriate sexes, that is, male mates with female. Then they interbreed in nature, that is, no artificial insemination or no aid is given, and they breed freely in nature. And last is that they produce fertile offsprings, that is, whichever offspring they produce, that offspring is also fertile, means it is also capable of producing new generation. But there are some exceptions to this definition. So, let's see what are those exceptions. In the previous video also we had spoken on this animal, that is mule. Now, mule is actually a hybrid which is formed by interspecies interbreeding. That is, 2 different species breed and mule is produced. Now, what are they? They are donkey, which is a male, and it is crossed by a female horse. So, you can see 2 different species have crossed and mule is produced, and they have mated in nature. But what is the exception? Mule is sterile, that is, it is not capable of producing new offspring. So, you can see that there is an exception, that they are of 2 different species and they are breeding in nature, but then they are sterile, so that the new gene pool or the new genes that are introduced by these 2 interspecific interbreeding, that does not enter the gene pool. So, that is why they are sterile, and the animal is eliminated. Now let's look at another example. Hinny. This is formed by breeding of horse, that is a male horse, and a female donkey. So again, this is done in nature, but again this animal is sterile. They are produced, but then they can further not add their genes to the gene pool. Okay, let's take some more examples. There is an example, Tigon, and this is formed by mating of tiger with lioness. Now this Tigon is fertile, but the thing is that this mating is done in captivity, or we can say not mating, there is artificial insemination, that is the sperms from the tiger are entered into the lioness vagina to produce this animal Tigon, which is fertile. There is another example, Ligon. This is formed by mating of lion, or crossing of lion, not rather mating, crossing of lion with a tigress. This is also fertile, but again the cross is done in captivity. So I hope you have understood the definition that species are actually closely related organisms that breed in nature to produce fertile offsprings, and they should be of appropriate sexes. So that is all about species. Let's see this over this topic, that when we talk of species, the higher taxonomic category is genus. There may be one species or two or more than two. Many species might be included in genus. That is, one genus may have one species, or they may have two, three, or many. For example, Panthera leo and Panthera tigris. So you can see both these animals are of the same genus, that is Panthera, and they have different species because they belong to different species. But on what basis have they put into a particular genus, that is the same genus? On the basis of some morphological similarities, that is, there is some kind of external structure or a morphological structure that is similar in both these organisms. And in this organism, this particular example that we took is that the cranium is similar. There are some similarities in the cranium, that is the skull, in these two animals. Then there are other examples also, like in plant species. If we consider the genus Solanum, it has many plants like Solanum tuberosum, which is used for potato, and Solanum lycopersicum, which is used for tomatoes. These are the two names. They belong to the same genus because they have some similarities morphologically, but they belong to different species because they are not very closely related. So I hope you have understood species in detail. In the next video, we will study on different other taxonomic categories. Thank you. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon if you like the video. Thank you.